For this tutorial, we are going to work out how to make one of these leaves here in my little tropical print that I've made. They can also look like this, and they end up looking quite tropical. So you might want to play around with the colour and the gradient on that as well to make it look a little bit different. But I'll just show you how to make a basic one. So first of all, you're going to select your line segment tool, and you are just going to create the stem or the stalk of your leaf. Now I've already got my green colour selected. You need to make sure that this stroke is a green colour or whatever colour you want your stem to be. You can change this up here, the width of it. So if you want it a little bit thinner, you can change it, or if you want it quite thick, you can do that as well. I'm going to leave mine at around 6 points. Now once you've got your little stem here, what you're going to do is you're going to get your ellipse tool. And with your ellipse tool, you're just going to make quite a squished circle. Now it will automatically fill the colour to the same colour as you have as your stroke outline. You want to also make it filled too. So if you want it the same colour as your stroke colour, you're just selecting your eyedropper and you're clicking on your eyedropper. Whoops. And it should change it to green. It doesn't want to do it. Or you can just reverse it. It doesn't really matter if you don't have a stroke outline. You can just have the fill colour green. Now I'm just going to actually change my green colour. I'm going to change it to a darker green so it contrasts quite well with this little stalk here. Now once you have done this, you're going to your white arrow direct selection tool and you're clicking on that anchor point and converting it to a corner, and then clicking on this anchor point and converting it to a corner as well. So once you've done, you've got a shape like this. Now what we need to do is we need to get our brush panel up on the side. So we're going Windows and we are selecting brushes. Now I've already put a brush in here that would act as my leaves to my little vector here, but for this movie I will show you how to do it. So you are going back to your selection tool and you're simply just clicking on your leaf and you're dragging it into your brushes tool. Now you might have this little toolbar come up and you need to make sure that you select Art Brush and press OK. And what this is doing is it's creating a new brush for you to use in your panel. So you might want to call it Tropical Leaf. Don't worry too much about all of this. We can change that if we need to at any time, but it's a little bit more advanced at the moment than what we need. So we're pressing OK, and then as you can see, you have your brush actually saved in this panel now as well. So what we can do is we can go into Paintbrush tool and you can select your brush tool. So say if you select that tool, it's going to create that kind of effect. You can play around with the other brushes that you already have in there if you like to see if you do like any of the brushes that are already selected. But for this, I'm going to select our little brush that we have just made, and I'm simply just going to go through and create some leaf-like structures. So it'll actually use that ellipse tool that you have just created your brush from to act as if the leaves are coming off your stem. Now I'm just doing this really quickly. You would want to get it a little bit closer and a little bit neater than this, but I'm just showing you really quickly how to do this. You can also change the width of this brush as well in the panel. That's a bit close together. You can create a ferny kind of looking leaf like that. Very easy. Now you can go ahead and select this here. You might want to send that to the back. So then all your little sections will, oh actually, sorry, bring to the front. So all the little sections of your plant will look like they're coming off the stem. Now, of course, once when we've finished, we want to make sure that we are grouping it all together. So we're just drawing a rectangle over it with our selection tool. We're going Command G, and we're going Object, and we're going to Expand Appearance. And there we go. We have our own little fern drawing, which we can multiply and change around and add to our tropical